This is a short video on how to peg out an alarm clock plate. In actual fact, it's applicable for all clock movements when cleaning out back plates, front plates or bushes. It's best done after you've put the movement through the ultrasonic cleaner and got it as clean as possible, and before you start checking out the bushes to see if you need to do any rebushing. These pegwood sticks are available from places like Cousins in the UK, Meadows and Passmore in the UK, and Time Savers in the USA. The first thing you do is take up one of your pegwood sticks and, using a razor blade or a sharp knife, sharpen the end of it much the same way as you would sharpen a pencil. Taking up the back plate and holding it in your hand, the pegwood is then inserted into each of the bushings on both sides of the plate and turned round in your thumb and fingers 3 or 4 times each. Keep an eye on the sharpened end of the pegwood while you're turning it round and taking it out of each bushing to check and make sure that there's not much dirt on the end of the pegwood. If there is, then just wipe it off on your hand or on your glove and continue putting it into the rest of the bushes until they've all been done on both sides. If the sharpened part of the pegwood gets too dirty, then you resharpen it again with your knife or razor blade and continue the operation. If you don't have any pegwood, you can actually use a shish kebab stick that's already sharpened on one end anyway. A shish kebab stick won't do as good a job as a pegwood because it's harder timber, whereas a pegwood is very soft and malleable and deforms easily into the shape of each hole that you put it into. After completing each side of the plate, I remove any little bits of dust or fibres from the pegwood by using a blower and just huffing and puffing a bit on it, and that will remove any bits of fibre or dirt that is still on the plate. Put that aside. I'm ready to do the front plate now. You can see the amount of dust on that. That's pretty far out. That's not of any practical use or purpose. It's designed to have a glass dome over it. The problem is you can't get a glass dome these days to fit that size. All the new ones come out of China, and they've all got a seam up the middle of them, and even so they're $800-900 to put one on that, so that's not of any use to me. These are the clocks that were in the box. I'll just line them up here. We can have a look at them one at a time. Right, move them aside. This is the first one. West clocks, made in Scotland, 70s or so. Wind it up. As you can hear, it's working, ticking away. A little bit rough, but it is working. So it means all the parts are in there correctly. It'll just have to be cleaned. Next one is claimed to be a crystal alarm clock. It's actually not, it's a glass one. There are various ways you can tell a glass from a crystal. This is a crystal clock. You can see how clear the glass is as opposed to this one here. It's very grey, and that means that it's a glass clock because there's no lead in it. Not a crystal one. Strangely enough, glass clocks are worth more these days than crystal ones because they produce very, very few of them, because most people wanted the lead crystal. They got that, but these clocks are actually worth more than the crystal ones. Another way you can tell that it's glass is to put a light source behind the glass, and this glass will not refract light into the spectrum. It won't happen. If you put light behind a crystal clock, it will refract the light into the full spectrum. And another way to tell that whether a clock is glass or crystal is to look inside it on the base, and you'll see that this has a glass insert in it. It's all done in one piece, whereas crystal clocks don't have that. They're hollow in there, and that is immediately the movement, the standard 2-inch movement that they have. Another way you can tell glass clocks from crystal clocks is glass clocks were made in 2 separate pieces, and they normally have a join line up there where they've been joined together. Alright, so much for the glass clock. If you want to learn how to service, repair and restore 19th and 20th century mechanical clocks, then subscribe to my channel and hit the notification bell.